we've got computer software now that's just amazing. You can see everything from the air. You know about property details. You know what businesses are located nearby. You understand the town plan. There's no need these days to go in a car and travel around every street and see what's happening. It's just not necessary.
So you can do it all from home.
That's right.
Just on the internet.
That's how I work. I work from home.
Right.
I use the phone. I use the computer. And when I do go to the location, then I'll drive around and have a look at what's around the place. But it's not necessary for me to set up meetings and really finalise deals.
Right, and how many deals would you go through to typically find one that would stack up?
I would go through probably about 30 deals a week. So that's, when I say 30 deals a week, that's merely locating about 30 properties.
Right.
Well, I'll be calling up the owners and saying, look, are you looking at selling? So identifying a seller out of those 30 properties.
Right, and so you look at about 30 odd different potential property deals per week, right? And out of those 30 potential deals, how many would typically stack up to actually get to a point where you'd option the property?
Probably about one of those. So
right, so you've got to look through quite a few potential deals to find the one that would stack up.
That's right, that's right. I mean, sometimes it works where after every 10, there's a deal there. Right. Sometimes you might have to go for about 100 people before you come to a deal. It is a numbers game. The more people you call, the more property deals you look at, then the more success you're going to have. It's very simple.
Okay, so what would you say to someone who's watching this video now and thinking, hey, you know, this sounds pretty interesting. Here's a young guy who's done fantastically well out of it. I'm thinking of doing property options. If they're now thinking that, what would you say to them?
Look, I've come from a point of little experience. I had few skills of negotiation or business. However, I've been able to achieve incredible success. And I attribute that success to a willingness to learn and just a determination to succeed. So just been sticking at it no matter what. There were points which were very discouraging where I seemed to make no progress at all, but I just went through them. I just kept going, and I knew that in the end I would have success.
And if you didn't have much experience in the past on property options, and I'm assuming you didn't have much experience in industrial, residential, and aged care, and commercial, and hotels, and all sort of stuff. So how instrumental was Mark Rolton in Massland in helping you understand what you were doing and answering your questions?
Oh, look, Mark Rolton and Massland were just amazing. So they really guided me step by step through every point of negotiation, of conducting feasibilities, of looking at areas, identifying locations of high growth. I was helped every step of the way, and without Mark Rolton, without Massland, I could not have made the progress that I made in such a short period of time. There's no way at all.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Well, we wish you the best of luck in the future. I look forward to seeing you at the upcoming programs and talking to you about future deals. So thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you, Daniel. Thanks.
Well, Mark, we just had Damien here. That was a fantastic discussion with Damien. He's really, what a bright young guy.
Yeah, he's a great student, Daniel. The best part about Damien is the fact that he's really embraced everything we talk about. He really is. He's a first-class student. He's come to us very, very teachable with a strong willingness to learn. And armed with those sort of criteria, how can you not turn out to be a great student?
And he only just did the course with you about 8 months ago.
Yeah.
And he's already done 5 deals, got up $4 million in the system for himself.
Look, that's about to change, in fact. We're targeting a specific area for a certain criteria right now. And I would certainly say that his workbook would probably double over the next 3 to 4 months.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
So he's got even more money coming down the track?
Definitely.
Oh, fantastic.
We're working on some very large deals with Damien as we speak, and it would at least double his workbook. So he's in the order of about 4 million now, and I would say within inside a year he'll be easily 7, 8 million, no problem.
Wow. That's fantastic. Just for himself, 7, 8 million just for himself?
Yes, that's right.
That's incredible.
Yes.
All right, well, Mark, maybe you can tell us now, what's one of the more exciting deals you're working on at the moment?
Good question. I mean, we've got a range of deals that we're working on for now, Daniel. But probably one of the more exciting ones we're working with would be probably one of Damien's. It classifies as a great example because it's a combination of uses. Damien scoured a particular city, a region some time ago, and again, tracking federal spending, which is very important to us, we discovered there was a new convention centre being built in the city. Directly across the street was a particular site that had been amalgamated by a group of people in Sydney. They found themselves in a lot of financial difficulty. And
over this particular deal?
Absolutely, yeah. And
so this deal caused them to be losing money?
Well, not this deal, multiple deals, and the banks had tried to eliminate a lot of their risk with this particular group, and they needed to shift some of their sites. In fact, get rid of some of their
so
sites.
they had problems with other deals they were doing around the country.
Yes.
And the bank was basically forcing them to liquidate this particular property.
Definitely. The bank wanted to reduce their exposure with this particular group, and they said, listen, you need to sell a series of sites. This happened to be one of them. Damien found it and came under the radar of our criteria. And we got talking to the owners of it, and obviously we now control the site for about $2.63 million. Now, it's a phenomenal site. It was an absolute steal at 2.63, and they were more than comfortable taking on the terms that we provided.
They just needed to offload it, so they optioned it to you for $2.6 million.
Yeah, they needed to prove to the banks that they were reducing their risk.
I see.
And that's how they did it.
So you've optioned it for $2.6 million.
2.63.
2.63, sorry.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do with it?
We're going to develop a high-rise component on that particular site. We've looked at the town plan, and because the convention centre is going across the road, it makes a lot of sense to build a hotel there. Obviously, short stay accommodation is the flavour of the month in this particular parcel, or this particular part of the CBD. Right. So the council's all for it. They love it. The idea of a 5-star hotelier being across the road from a brand new $30 million centre is very attractive for them. We're also going to develop 3 stories of office space, or professional space as we term it, and a ground floor of retail. And what's really exciting about that is that we've only had the deal under control for probably about 8 weeks, 9 weeks. The same day that we found the site and recognised the value in it was the same day, that very afternoon, we actually sold the whole hotel outright. So we actually have some contacts in the hotel business. We made contact with them, and they said, yeah, listen, we'll take the whole 130 rooms off the plan.
Incredible. So you found the site, contacted the owners, did the option, and then that afternoon sold the hotel component.
Close. Look, we found the site, we saw the value in it, and before we had actually put the agreement together, we had already sold the hotel component. We saw it at about 10:30 in the morning, and by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we already had a hotelier that wanted to buy the whole 130 rooms outright.
Okay, so I'm assuming the hotelier didn't know where the site exactly was.
No,
you hadn't told them that yet.
No, we told them the region and fairly close to the CBD, etc. And they were very, very excited, very, very motivated to do it.
So when you did the option deal with the original landowner, you knew you already had in the background a potential buyer for the hotel component.
Absolutely. Look, the whole building component of that particular project is about $38 million. We'll develop that ourselves outright. We'll build the whole product and finish it in its entirety. Out of the $38 million, we've already accounted for about $26 million just in the hotel component.
Right.
So exposure through the whole deal is only quite minimal. It's only $12 million. Right. So it makes a lot of sense. Now with the other 3 floors of professional space and the 1 floor of retail, it looks as if we've already leased ahead of time, pre-leased, at least 1 floor of the office, more than likely 2 floors, and we've actually leased the entire ground floor to retail. We have a multinational food chain that obviously wants to take out a huge portion of that. Banks, etc., have all come forward. So we've pretty much nailed down who we want the tenants to be. And we're probably about 5 weeks, 6 weeks into that DA process. So we're still a long way from getting our DA, and yet we've got about 85–90% of the building leased or sold and accounted for.
This is fantastic. So how much upside profit will there be in it for Massland, this whole deal?
Sure. Conservatively speaking, Daniel, very conservative. Our feasibilities are very, very shy. We need to know the worst case scenario, but our worst case is 17.5 million net.
17.5 million net to Massland.
Yep.
And Damien's involved in this deal.
Correct, yes.
Right, so he'll share in a good share of that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. And how long will it take between when you've actually found it a few months ago and when the whole thing is built, finished, done, and you've got your money in the bank?
About the end of 2008. we suspect around about November, December of 2008. So about 17 to 18 months from now.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
What a great deal.
Yeah, it's
And
worked
is
really well.
this your biggest deal?
Oh, no, not at all. I talk about that one because when we sort of have our 2-day events, we talk a lot about combinations. You know, there's massive potential in a variety of uses, or mixed uses as they're known, because you get the best of both worlds. You can engage different types of uses and maximise the return. So no, by no means is that the biggest one. No, definitely not.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, Mark, so where do people go to from here?
Well, if someone watching this video wants to take it to the next step with us, the most obvious thing would be to attend our 2-day training course. They can either book in with the person that provided them with this video, or check out the Platinum Pursuits website or the Property Options websites for dates of our upcoming events. The event includes a 2-day training course explaining step-by-step instructions of how to put together deals. It also includes a 160-page comprehensive manual, as well as our option documents. These are 2 legal documents now that allow us to option properties. These 2 documents combined are worth about $9,000 alone.
Wow.
We then have email support and regular web conferences that keep students up to date. But also, more importantly, it keeps them on track. We can actually check in with them, Daniel, and ensure they're making progress. We have students all around Australia, New Zealand, so it doesn't really matter where you come from so much. The course is fully catered and runs from 9 to 5 over 2 days, which are run on a Saturday and a Sunday. The course fee is $3,997 total. Your life partner can attend for only $1,997, and that is your spouse, boyfriend or girlfriend can attend for only $1,997. Spaces are very limited for the courses, and they are very interactive, so we're not really looking for a lot of students to partner with. What we are looking for, however, is the right kind of person, the right kind of person to partner with. So we're looking for people who are dedicated and committed to building extraordinary wealth for themselves, and who want to work with a dedicated and progressive team. So if you choose, please visit www.platinumpursuits.com or propertyoptions.com.au for more information regarding the course, its structure, venues, and the dates that we can book into.
Well, Mark, I want to thank you for your time today. It's been an absolute pleasure and privilege to have this chance to chat to you. It's so rare to meet someone of your knowledge and your experience, let alone have the opportunity to learn from you and then to even partner with you in business. I look forward to doing some deals with you in the future, and I look forward to seeing you at the upcoming courses.